Today on Erix Reviews, we're taking a look at Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the second installment in what will now be a sequel trilogy to the classic 1993 Spielberg blockbuster. It's yet another creature feature that finds Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard once again in a perilous adventure involving dinosaurs. They are joined by Rafe Spall, Toby Jones, Justice Smith, Daniela Pineda, Isabella Sermon, Ted Levine, Geraldine Chaplin, and James Cromwell. The film was directed by Juan Antonio Bayona. Let's take a look.
Am I done?
Not yet, kid!
I want to show you the future.
What is that thing?
They made it.
Blue!
You need to get us out of here.
Yeah.
Efficient popcorn entertainment is delivered once again from this mostly reliable franchise, and that puts it basically on the level of the previous one, a solid offering of mainstream, four-quadrant entertainment enjoyed by many, but treated with a fanatically vicious disdain by a certain few who maybe give too much importance to frivolous matters and have nothing better to do in their lives. They proclaim fatwas and career death for directors of films they didn't like, as if for whatever reason that matters. But anyway, my point is, this movie is just about as good as the previous entry, except Juan Antonio Bayona is maybe a more artful director than Colin Trevorrow, more of an auteur, so the proceedings are invested with more imagination and texture. The movie has a more notable personality, and Bayona also allows some real emotion and terror to come into the proceedings, perhaps in an attempt to elevate the material. I'm not saying he entirely succeeds. That it's a more artful film does not necessarily make it a better one, but something I find interesting is how it seems to be divided almost exactly in half as two separate and honestly very different movies. Each one is individually effective at being what it is, even if I'm not sure they fit together very comfortably. The first half is a Jurassic Park movie, in quotes. It's what all these movies have been. You have our heroes on that island off the coast of Costa Rica, this time on a rescue mission to save the dinosaurs from an erupting volcano. And no shit, wouldn't that be enough premise for a zippy 100-minute adventure blockbuster from Amblin Entertainment? It's basically a 52-minute disaster movie that builds to a splendid climactic set piece involving flowing lava, a dinosaur stampede, and escaping from a watery death trap. It's tremendous stuff. The second half is a straight-up horror movie that takes place in the claustrophobic corridors of a gothic mansion and plays honestly like a pretty good adaptation of the Capcom video game few people remember called Dino Crisis. And Dino Crisis was basically Resident Evil with dinosaurs, or Jurassic Park inside an old mansion with a high-tech lab in its basement, which is what this movie turns into for the following 65 minutes of its running time. Along the way, this major motion picture released in the summer season of 2018 naturally provides very pointed criticism aimed at the 1% and the self-serving interests of the political elite, our political elite, the people who run our country because we let them, and how much they truly don't care about us, and they never will. The film makes its points with the subtlety you should be expecting, like by having Toby Jones play a millionaire jackass who talks a lot like someone who was for 4 long years President of the United States, or by having supporting bad guy Ted Levine actually utter the phrase, "What a nasty woman," after one of the good people tells him off. But anyway, don't worry, because yes, of course, all these fuckers get what they deserve and then some, because yes, the movie has the requisite carnage you paid your good money to see. So I can forgive the movie's heavy-handedness because it doesn't skimp on the blockbuster roller coaster ride elements that are its reason for being. Of course, the spectacular special effects are, as ever, the stars of the show, and these are some extremely convincing and lifelike creations, whether it's the adorable plush toy velociraptor from the first film or the villainous monster hybrid for this go-round. They are the stars, but the human cast do their work efficiently anyway. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are back, and they're fine in their action hero roles. I already talked about Toby Jones and Ted Levine. There's also Rafe Spall playing a rich American asshole, but maybe he should have just gone ahead and made his character British, so you wouldn't have to worry about that spotty accent of his. James Cromwell basically plays the Richard Attenborough of this movie, and it's clearly an extension of his humane, real-life, animal-loving persona, the caring elder who wants to save the dinosaurs and give them a chance at living free, much to the chagrin of the people he ignorantly has working under him for some reason. And well, maybe he would have had better luck crazy gluing himself to the counter at Starbucks than to trust Rafe Spall and Toby Jones, but I digress. And yes, there's a little girl in this movie, and she will steal your heart, and I remember there was some internet hoopla back when this came out because of certain sci-fi elements involving her character, and you had people getting into actual debates in internet forums about this nonsense, as if it were in any way plausible and realistic and worthy of serious discussion or would have any effect on a popcorn movie's capacity to fulfill its entertainment requirements. And God, sometimes I really weep for our species. But anyway, the movie does what it's supposed to do. If I rate it slightly lower than the previous one, it's because of that lopsided quality, where it feels like they had two potential treatments and decided, rather than develop one of them into a satisfying film, it would be better to just mash them together. But whatever, for 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon, you could do a lot worse. One thing though, if you're a big fan of actor Jeff Goldblum, and your big enticing hook was Jeff Goldblum's long-awaited return to the franchise, and that's the main reason why you want to see this, don't bother. Hey, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel and share the video. There's going to be some cool stuff coming to the channel, so you're going to want to keep track of it, and I hope you like all that stuff too. See ya.